Sci-Fi Night. I'm your host, Sebastian Melo Martinez, and this is the show where we take a look at some of the lesser-known sci-fi and horror movies out there and try to find the right expectations needed to get the most out of them. So tonight we're taking a look at an underrated gem of a film, which is actually a viewer suggestion, brought to us by Sci-Fi Night subscriber Mladen Kulic. We're very glad to finally do a viewer submission, and I'm even more glad that this is a really awesome movie. So, Mladen, hvala brate, thank you for this suggestion. The 1987 film The Hidden is directed by Jack Shoulder, and is by far his best movie. He's directed a couple of okay films like Wishmaster 2 and A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, but he's also directed some pretty shitty stuff like Mortal Kombat Conquest and Arachnid. The film stars Michael Nouri, who you probably won't recognize from anything, and Kyle MacLachlan, who you should remember from Dune and Twin Peaks.
Long live the fighters!
The film follows Nouri, who's a cop who's hot on the heels of a madman on a killing spree. He teams up with an FBI agent, and we continue to hunt the killer, who seems to have a liking for sports cars and heavy metal. Soon, they discover this killer seems to be more than human. So kind of like Split Second, the very first film that we reviewed on this show, this is a buddy cop film with a sci-fi alien twist. However, unlike Split Second, this is a genuinely good quality film. As the hunt intensifies, we realize that there's more than just one person committing all these violent murders, and that none of them seem to have a violent or criminal history, leading to speculation of otherworldly involvement.
I want to know why 3 law-abiding citizens all of a sudden go crazy and start killing people.
And that's about as far into the plot as I'm gonna go, because I don't want to spoil anything, and honestly, this is a film that you guys really should watch and enjoy for yourselves. The quality of this film is surprisingly good, especially when you consider what kind of movie it is. It could easily have become a cheesy film of subpar quality, but Shoulder's directing is on point. MacLachlan does a great job in the role of the uptight FBI agent, and he manages to pull off a traditional role with a lot of heart. However, Michael Nouri really shines in this and delivers a very strong performance that pretty much steals the show, and it's kind of a shame that he never really went on to do anything else. The two of them play off each other really well, and there's a lot more character development and solid dialogue than you'd expect.
What am I supposed to do? Drop this? Doesn't anybody say please anymore? Please. How can I refuse? You can't.
A film on this show with good dialogues and quality acting? What's that? The action is pretty good in this film, and it delivers some pretty fun shootouts and car chases. On top of this, the movie actually has some really good effects and a surprisingly high body count. This film might not have made such a big splash when it first came out, but it's slowly starting to get a bit of a following, and it without a doubt seems to have inspired a couple of episodes of The X-Files. On top of that, it was mentioned in Kevin Maher's excellent Sci-Fi Department, the show that actually inspired Sci-Fi Night.
AMC wants to show the best sci-fi buddy cop movie ever. And you got 42 hours to find it.
Don't we usually get 48 hours?
Yeah, I was gonna tell you this morning, but it's been a crazy day, you know?
And, in fact, it was because of his buddy cop episode that I picked up The Hidden on DVD without even having seen a trailer for it. So, what should you expect from this movie? Fun sci-fi action. This film moves along at an entertaining and violent pace with a lot of fun action scenes. The shootouts are nice and bloody, and the car chases are definitely a lot of fun. Expect to be entertained from start to finish. Great characters. When I said you'd be entertained from start to finish, a lot of that is because of the strength of MacLachlan's and Nouri's performances and chemistry.
You read minds, or was that just a shot in the dark?
I read minds.
Oh yeah? What was I just thinking?
That I'm full of shit.
Impressive.
Not really. Pretty simple to read.
Even in buddy cop films, the cops don't always seem that much like buddies. They just seem like the polar opposites of each other. In The Hidden, you can tell that these two are very different, but we still develop a very genuine friendship, something that's pretty rare in these types of movies. A pleasant surprise. From the action, to the acting, to the downright awesome but minimal special effects, this movie sure as hell was a pleasant surprise. Is it as good as Terminator 2? No, of course not. But this is hands down one of the best sci-fi buddy cop films ever, if not the best. So, whether you're alone or with friends, sober or completely buzzed, then this is still a very entertaining film that can be enjoyed in pretty much every way. Does this film suffer from some rust and B-movie tendencies? Sure, ever so slightly. There are a couple minor cliches, and you can see how even though this film influenced a bit of Men in Black, The Arrival, and some of the X-Files, it in itself was influenced by The Terminator and Alien. Still though, this is hardly a rip-off. It's just an overall well-crafted flick that's well worth a look for any sci-fi fan who's willing to give a few generous points. So that about does it for this episode of Sci-Fi Night. We want to send out a special thank you to our subscriber Mladen Kulic for suggesting this awesome movie. As always, I'm your host, Sebastian Mel Martinez. Let us know in the comments below what kind of movies you want to see brought up here in the future. While you're down there, you might as well click the like and subscribe button. Won't hurt, but it'll help us out. And, as always, we'll catch you guys next time.
I don't know what you think this has to do with you, but you're out of line.